Hello, welcome again. As always, I'm glad to have you here. Um, Thank you for joining in. Okay, so again, we're looking at Lafarge Africa Plc revenue trend analysis. So, in my last video, I treated Lafarge Africa's net profit analysis for the same period, 2014 to 2023, and I'm sure some of you who haven't seen the last video, you might want to look it up. So in that video, I actually did an overview for Lafarge Africa PLC. I also did encourage all our viewers to in case you want to know more about them, you can just look them up on the internet. Just check, just search for Lafarge Africa. You can check them out on Wikipedia, and you see a whole lot more about them from their incorporation, their conception until this moment, and even what they intend doing sometime in the future, their industry plan, their competitive advantage, and all of that. So you might also want to look at that video to see what their performance was like in when it comes to the net profit analysis for the space of 10 years. So here today we are looking at the revenue trend analysis. I like referring to the revenue trend analysis as the mother of analysis, because when a company doesn't have revenue, you can't extract all the other metrics of the company. There are several metrics and key business indicators, and you have to extract many of these from the revenue trend analysis, because it's when revenue comes in that you can pay for other stuff, like you can account for the cost, you can track cash flow and all of that, except you are starting with your money. But then when in a proper organization, everything begins with revenue. So that's what we are looking at today. So the chart is entirely different. The flow is entirely different. So if you look at that flow in 2017 here, when we are having quite a heightened figure here, even quite better. This is the difference between the performance in 2016 and 2017 is over 100%, because this is 87 and the 100% of 87 is 174 billion. Now, okay, it is also good to worthy of note that these figures are in thousand. So in 2014, we could see here that the revenue for 2014 was 105 billion naira. The revenue for 2015, 114.5 billion. In 2016, it reflected a decline, and this is 87.1 billion naira. And then you can see that leap between 2016 and 2017. So I began to wonder what happened, because in my net profit analysis that I did for this particular company in 2017, they went below the line despite having such a large number of revenue. They went below the line. What could have happened? What could have caused that? So that may be something that you may want to find out. Yeah, so what could have actually happened and caused that decline in 2017 despite having such a high level of revenue compared to previous years where they had? And now this is what's happening. So in the last 4 years, now I'm talking of this is 2014 to 2017. In the space of these 4 years, from 2014 to 2017 had the highest revenue in 2017, right? But then on the flip side, this was where they had the least net profit. So the net profit of 2014 was higher than 2015, and then it was also 2015 was higher than 2016, right? But then the net profits for 2017 was below the line when it comes to that number. You might want to look up that video. Once you check it out, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this place, that means all this money went into thin air, nothing for them to take home. I wonder what could have happened. Was there a merger? Was there an acquisition that happened in that particular year? I would have loved to find out. I would have loved to actually find out, because it's staggering to have, raked in such amount, and there was nothing to keep on. So I just find out now that in 2017 there was a merger. So in 2017, if you look at that video where I also mentioned some company which they acquired or merged with, because they've done some mergers and acquisition in the last since their conception, since 2015 they've been merging. And then I realized now that in 2017, right, they acquired Ashaka Cement. Ashaka Cement? No, Atlas Cement. They acquired Atlas Cement. So I believe that could have influenced their revenue, their net profit for that year, because so that's why we see the reason why it is very, very important it's crucial to examine different metrics, different performance metric of a company before concluding the particular head of that company. So if we judge by the net profit of that company, we might say, oh, they were not profitable, there was no profit in that year. If we judge by this the revenue trend analysis, we'll say everything is going well. So we have to, when we do a holistic review, a holistic analysis of the company, we can then begin to ask the right questions, and then we'll come up with the right answers. Because right now, when I saw this, I began to ask the questions and then did a further research, and then I found out that, oh, they did an acquisition. There was a merger and acquisition, and that could have significantly influenced their net profit for that year. And yes, that's how it is for a whole lot of company and a whole lot of metrics. So you just need to do a holistic review of this metric and then come up with the right conclusion. So we can attribute that record that was below the line. I think it was about 3 billion negative recorded in 2017. But on the outside here, so I also like to call those other metrics the back end. So revenue is actually the front end, and then I consider there's just a back end and the front end. If I want to look at it in a way, I can also say revenue is the back end and net profit is the front end. On the flip side, I can say, okay, revenue is the front end and net profit is the back end. Whatever way that makes sense to you, that way it works. It actually works that way. So we see here that it began to continue, and so right here we can say, oh, this company is performing well in terms of revenue. Yes, like I mentioned in the video of the net profit, it's also relative. It's also relative to the target that they have for that year. So we see here that the highest performance they've had in the last 10 years is in 2023, where they had 372.5 billion naira. That's quite a lot of money. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of revenue to have in any company. And we see that has been consistent every year by year. There was an improvement in their performance. Since 2016 there has been an improvement in their performance. So that's just a lot. So the least in the space of 10 years, the worst performance they've had is in 2016, where they recorded a revenue of 87.1 billion naira. And since then they have actually been consistently high. So if I have to put a trend line on this chart now, let me see. If I have to put a trend line on this chart, you see that it's an upward trend, and it's likely to continue even in 2024. You see that it's a trend line, and it's actually it's a strong one, so it's not weak. Some trend line are quite tilting towards the plateau, but this one is is perfectly positive. Let permit me to use that term. Is perfectly positive, and it reflects a whole lot of financial health and financial performance, and by implication profitability for this company. So it reflects that they are adopting some working strategies. They have competitive advantages, and there's also probably differentiation, and this reflects that they are a big game player in the construction industry. So that'll be all for this video. I trust that I've covered everything that there is, and if not, yes, the comment section is open, and it's open for you. Yes, it's open for you. Just drop in whatever it is you think I didn't cover, and or if there's any question you want to ask, and yes, I'll be happy. I'll be very, very happy to answer, and I'm really excited. I want to know what you think. I want to know what your takes are, and yeah, I'll be I'm expecting to hear from you. Yeah, my eyes are on the comment section, and I will reply to your comments as soon as you drop them. So that will be all. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Until I see you in my next video. Yes, lest I forget, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly do so. Don't forget to hit the like button, and see you again in my next video. Bye bye.